well. What I appreciate here is that, again, we do have a very different kind of MaxPax when it comes to PvP. If you haven't been watching much of MaxPax in the recent months, he has finally reinvented himself in PvP just because of the quote-unquote MaxPax opener failing so often, especially in the latest patch. With the removal of the shield battery overcharge, it does mean that the quote-unquote MaxPax opener of going for faster Stargate into a faster natural base is no longer as viable. And MaxPax, he found that at the hard way for a good like 2 months. Like MaxPax, he was taking a lot of, he had a rough year. He's had a rough year when it comes to PvP. His PvP did plummets throughout the first like 6 months, and then finally in recent months, MaxPax did reinvent himself in PvP. We'll get into it. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss. For T1, it is herO. Here we go. But if you've been watching MaxPax over the years, I want to say for the past like 4 years, MaxPax, he would do one build in PvP. He'd do one build, and that was to go for a faster tech. He'd go for a faster expansion. He'd go single gate into Cybercore into expansion, or gate Cyber Stargate into expansion as well. But as we mentioned, with the removal of the shield battery overcharge, we have seen that build die out, and that we've seen that build be less effective and less viable. I say that he's going for it. So gate Cybercore here. He's not going for 2 gate. Bold move out of MaxPax. I will say that he has stopped going for this for the most part, but he is opting to go for it here in game 1. So there's the Cybercore. So this is a greedy build. Thankfully, herO, it looks like he's going for a fake out. If he was going for a very real proxy, I would be favoring herO right now. But if he's hiding a pylon, that means that MaxPax will get away with this. Part of this is because if you look, herO hasn't scouted. Instead of going for the probe scout, he went for the hidden pylon. Now, herO can still try to all in from back at home to punish this, but the pressure is now going to be on herO. So here we go. Pressure's on. He's intentionally hiding the probe here, again, to make it look like he's proxying and going for an all-in. MaxPax, he scouts this as well. Now, the other downside, as we were trying to mention, MaxPax, he sees that the pylon is missing, and he may be tempted to go for a Void Ray and go for a more defensive setup here. Yep, there we go. Zeld is on the way. And you do have to invest a little bit more because of the removal of shield battery overcharge. Like, PvP was impacted with that change, of course, just because now your shield batteries are less effective, especially with the NG overcharge change as well, which means your NG overcharge on the shield battery is also less effective in PvP, which means you do have to invest into more shield batteries to defend against all-ins. Shield batteries on the way. When hero's just expanding, right? Like, hero's just expanding. And MaxPax doesn't know. Not yet. Oh, does he? Oh, the scout is up. Scout is denied. Probe goes down. MaxPax is in the dark. Getting the low ground pylon as well. Meanwhile, Twilight Council open out of herO. Does go for his Twilight Council herO. He does scout. He is aware of the natural base timing. He knows. And he will confirm the Stargate. Behind this is getting ready. He will give chase. So is a fan out to intercept. Nicely done. Zone's away. Max is going for his own delayed Twilight Council. Oracle into the main. Something that I should mention as well is that this build that MaxPax is going for is also weaker in the latest patch. I don't know if you noticed, but we did have a MaxPax specific nerf just because of the change to the stasis traps. Stasis wards, they used to last a lot longer, but they were reduced quite heavily. They were reduced quite heavily in the latest patch, and that does impact PvP quite a bit as well. MaxPax, he was renowned for his Oracle control and for his Oracle stasis traps being so annoying, but that's less impactful here in the latest patch of the game. As hero's going for the proxy. MaxPax, he does not see, does not notice. How many gates? We have 3 at home, 1 across the map, 4 gate blink. So 4 gate blink stalker, hero's being hyper aggressive on 2 bases. And MaxPax just now getting his own 3rd gateway. Getting ready back at home. There's a bigger window in time here where hero does have blink over his opponent. Blink is almost done, and MaxPax needs time. It's time to build up. MaxPax going for his own proxy. Hero will hit. He will hit first. Hero even going for DTs as well. Okay. Hero does have more stalkers, but he's also keeping stalkers at home to defend against the oracles, so he doesn't have everything to work with. Pokes in. Ooh, we'll lose 1. Miscontrol out of hero. Remember, here he has blink. Does blink away. Does blink back. I am here. MaxPax is expanding. Stasis trap on the high ground. Hero, will he notice? The other scary thing is that there is no robo. So no robo for MaxPax, no detection currently, except for revelations, except for these 2 oracles. So Dark Templar, they have potential. Stasis goes off, teasing connection. You're going to be forced back. Where the Dark Templar? Where's that warp in? And now warping in. Where's 1, 2 oracles across the map. Then not him to defend. No, now he does scout. Yeah, it does scout. Big moment here for MaxPax. He sees, he knows. He has time to react. There's the recall back home. Yeah, recalls the oracle. We have 1 DT in the main. Sorry, 2 in the main, 1 at the natural. Probes are going down. And this is getting a bit out of hand. 16 probe kills. But remember, we had the faster third base of MaxPax. So MaxPax is making up for that. DTs are going down. Economies are neck and neck. Oh, hero going for the dive? Oh, I don't think hero has enough here. Yeah, he does not. Yeah, hero, he's falling behind. He's falling further behind. Again, the DTs, they were nice, but they only really equalize the economy, and hero is still behind. He still does not have his third base up and running. MaxPax is running away with this. Here, he was also late to warp in the Dark Templar. He was distracted with his stalkers. And every second did count. It allowed MaxPax to actually come in and scout. With added EPs, they go into the main. They cripple the economy. And, I mean, there is a chance here for hero if maybe he's able to strike as MaxPax moves out. True. Finds some damage. MaxPax, he turns back around. But this is still heavily in favor of MaxPax. We'll bring in more stalkers, still has a proxy. And this one is just a numbers game. Like hero, he just doesn't have enough to defend. Doesn't have the army he needs. This MaxPax, he commits in. Stasis trap goes off. Oh my god. that was a bold blink out of hero. Yeah, which means he cannot blink away. And with that MaxPax, he should just overwhelm. He overwhelms the army, shuts down the stalkers. Boys are being pulled. Hero getting desperate. Stasis goes off on the boys. Initial stasis running out. But again, here he just doesn't have the army. GG gets called, and MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Here, initially going 4-gate blink and going for the early blink timing, I felt like that was the go-to, right? I was expecting extra gateways. Remember, herO didn't expand, herO didn't get a third base, but he didn't get a 5th gateway, didn't get a 6th gateway. He wasn't warping in. Instead, he was taking up into Dark Templar, which means he missed his timing, which means MaxPax got his 3rd base. He got his 3rd base up and running, got it fully operational, which meant that even though the DTs got 16 probe kills, didn't matter. That was not enough damage. It's a crazy amount of damage, don't get me wrong, but MaxPax was still ahead. He was still ahead because of the faster 3rd base, because of the heavy worker lead as well. He could afford to lose those probes, and in the end he was able to just tank that damage, shut them down. Likewise, you can also argue that here he was late with his Dark Templar because he was distracted when he was microing his stalkers, so every second did count. Did mean that MaxPax was able to confirm the Dark Shrine and recall his oracles. He was able to recall his oracles and minimize even more damage as well. But now we're getting in. Now we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Green Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss for T1. It is herO. Here we go. Getting into game number 2. MaxPax does have his lead. We are loading into Pylon. Pylon is a map where aggression and all-ins are favored, so I would assume that MaxPax will be going for a 2-gate opener, but we'll keep an eye on MaxPax. We'll see if he once again goes for a gate cyber into Stargate. I was mentioning how that build has fallen off and fallen out of favor, and we did see even last game that MaxPax did not really achieve as much damage, and there were opportunities for herO instead, but those opportunities, they kind of fell by the wayside. So we'll see what MaxPax goes for. As here comes the 2nd gateway. So again, 2-gate open out of herO. MaxPax, he's going for the Cybercore again. I'm not too fond of this, but okay. He's going for the Cybercore. Going for his opener. herO moves out. We'll see if he commits. This is a prime location for a proxy robo for a 1-base all-in. I would also say that this location here, the low ground and the high ground, are very common proxy locations, so there's a very high chance that MaxPax will see this coming. MaxPax, he sees that a pylon is missing, he knows something is wrong, and this area should be the first place to check, or one of the first places. TLMC results soon, by the way. Oh, let's go. Vex. Gracias, papi, gracias. Buenos días, buenos días. Results soon, TM. My question is, with the results coming in, is it going to be the results in conjunction with what the map pool is going to be, or just the results? Because I'm a little bit more interested in what the in what the map pool is going to look like. I would assume because it's taken so long that it's probably going to come together. Maybe. We'll see. What's that? Both as far as I know. Oh, let's go. Let's go. I'm curious to see how Wax has brought the map pool together. Because I'm a little bit concerned about it. I'm a little bit concerned, but we'll see. Also, I'm curious as to what the results were. Like, I feel like Mothership's going to be the easy #1 place, right? Like, did Last Fantasy get first place last time? As here, he's coming into the proxy, of course. He's warping in across the map. Yeah, nice force field, locks down the Zealots, zones away the Stalkers. From here, going for the Archosis Pylon. Oh, that's the only Pylon! Uh-oh. Almost. Here come the Warpins. Yeah, here come the additional Warpins. Takes down the Stalker. One more volley. Pylon goes down. Thankfully, backup Pylon did finish. Did barely finish up. And MaxPax so far is holding on. The Void Ray has arrived. He's got his first Void Ray. Second one is on the way. We built up to 12 Stalkers. We'll lose one. Ooh, one Stalker is now with 2 shots. GG gets called. We do see herO break through into the main base, and herO ties up the series at 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match. Again, very bold of MaxPax to go for the Gate Cyber Stargate opener here. Going for the MaxPax, especially on Pylon. A very bold move. And I would assume that we're going to be seeing MaxPax deviate away from that coming into the ace match. I would assume, as we are loading into Persephone for that third and final game. Let's go. Let us go. As we are getting into the ace match and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Cyberstone Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Green Protoss for T1. It is herO. I was sold 9 new maps. Oh my god, 9. Let's go. 9 new maps. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That is really cool. I'm curious to see, as I mentioned, I'm curious to see what maps are going to be incorporated. Curious. If it's going to be 9 new maps, I feel like Mothership is a sure thing. I feel like 10,000 feet must be a sure thing as well. But I mean, I've already expressed this before. I think my only big concern about the map pool is if too many large maps are thrown in, right? There's a lot of large maps in the TLMC top 16, so I'm a little bit concerned that there's going to be too many large maps in the new map pool. But we'll see. We shall see. Like, I think it's important that there's like a nice balance of like smaller or medium-sized maps like thrown in as well. I think that's also partially because, I mean, you know this, I'm okay saying this. I was a little bit surprised because I was judging for the first time how small like the rush section was, right? Like there were so few, I should say, there were so few rush maps like submitted, or I guess categorized as rush maps. So I think only, if I'm not mistaken, I think only 2 got into the top 16, right? From the rush maps. It was 10,000 feet and what was the other one? But there were like 2, I think, that made it into the top 16. It's like that, but the quantity is also, I guess, like partially like responsible for that, right? There just weren't many options to begin with. Rush maps rarely get scored well. Yeah, but I mean the amount of them was much smaller, I should say. Like there weren't many rush maps to begin with. Stop making them myself. Yeah. Too many expansions? Oh, it's less about too many expansions, more about the size, the rush distance, right? Meanwhile, we do have initial openers. It is going to be a 2-gate opener into Stargate out of herO. Meanwhile, we have once again Gate Cyber Stargate out of MaxPax. So MaxPax does go for his same opener 3 games in a row. Bold move. I haven't seen him commit this hard to going Stargate in quite some time. And that's why I had like our little like intro at the beginning of the series. But no, does every game this time. Or in this series, I should say. Going for it every game. herO back at home, opening up with a Phoenix. The Adept will scout, will confirm. MaxPax is aware. Chats. That's what I mean. If they don't get scored well, people won't make them because it means no money opportunity. Yeah. I understand. I'll do my best. I think 10,000 feet got scored decently well, I feel. But you're right, like, in comparison to the others, like, for sure. Well, as the Oracle is going to get caught out. Gets 4 probe kills. Gets some damage at least. 4 probes do full. Yeah, and we're going into double Stargate Mass Phoenix. Okay, bold move out of herO. Bearing in mind that MaxPax, he's switching to a ground-based army with a Twilight Council. So there's going to be an opportunity for herO to break MaxPax before we get into Blink Stalker and that heavy Stalker army as well. As it's going to be an explosion of Phoenixes. We'll see if herO can pull this off. Bearing in mind that MaxPax has not seen the second Stargate. So MaxPax is not aware. 39-second rush, this is how they call it a rush map. For sure, sure. I can understand that. I would still call it an aggressive map. I mean, if it was made smaller, I don't think I would have rated it any lower, to be honest. We gotta tighten it up, Pappy. Make it smaller. Make it shorter. Phoenixes do break in. Looking to overwhelm the initial Phoenixes. Stalkers are revealed. Of course, Twilight Council also revealed here the herO. There's more pressure on herO to find more damage. Fails to do so. Nice defense out of MaxPax. Does reset the Phoenix count. Getting to the mineral line. Oh, a little bit of miscontrol there by MaxPax. Late to react. Moving out, actually. Okay. Does move out. As a result, he will lose more Stalkers. It will take a while, but there we go. Stalker goes down. A couple of probes. MaxPax does counterattack. Back at him, what do we have to defend? No immortals yet. Robo into immortal production still a little bit of a ways away. MaxPax is committing. Those are rush maps. Yo, I remember Arena. I think. God. As Phoenixes, they will dive in. And not quite enough lifts though. And not quite enough. The immortal's on the way. Here he needs more time. He needs the immortal. He still needs a little bit more time. And Stalkers are breaking through. Yeah, boys are being pulled. The immortal will pop. That's gonna be a tough hold here for herO. As the immortal barely does make it out. Going for the mass lift. Okay, herO holds. Whew, herO, he does hold on. I mean, the economy still takes a massive blow. How about boys, calm down. Boys being pulled back. And herO, he does hold. He does hold. At the same time, MaxPax back at home. He's expanding. I say, very nice stasis trap into the main. herO was distracted. Stasis goes off, and MaxPax, he's successfully switched into Blink Stalker. Right? He's got Blink, he's got plenty of gateways, third base as well, still has retained part of his army. And herO is still stuck at home. Can't believe that map is real. It was a clown map. It was a clown map. What's the other one? Not Daedalus Point, but it was Daedalus something. Maybe I'm thinking of Daedalus Point. Oh no, Rex! No! Come back to us, Rex. God, Daedalus Point. That was the map. Was that the map where it was like, was it 3 or 4 nexuses wide? Like the ramp to the natural? do you recall? It was crazy, man. It was crazy. I remember the meme. I remember Base Trade, they memed on it as well with their intro. I think it was 3 Nexuses wide, right? As we do get the entire mineral line. Oh my god, here he busts into the 3rd. Does bust in. 14 probe kills. Very nice. Jesus. So MaxPax is committing into 4 immortals. Oh, does dive in. Gets 1. 1 immortal goes down. No force fields. Barely gets a 2nd. And Phoenix is a little bit late to respond. The immortals, they need support. And again, here he just doesn't have enough on the ground. Not enough support for his immortals. MaxPax, it's actually quite similar to game 1 actually, where MaxPax, he lost so many probes, he lost an entire mineral line, but he's still ahead, right? He's still up in expansion, still up in worker, still has a greater economy. Archons are being morphed in. Yeah, the Phoenixes are falling one after the other. Bleeding out Phoenixes, the Archons, they cannot be lifted. And MaxPax is breaking through. He's got his Archon support. We can see herO working towards the bay. Into Colossus or Disruptors. It's ambitious. Phoenixes move out. As he moves out, MaxPax moves in. Okay, hero's racing back. He's racing back, and MaxPax, he is going for the kill here. And warping in more zealots. He has more of a buffer to get on top of the immortals. There's a high immortal count, that is true, but oh, they get locked down. Yeah, brutal force field. Immortals being targeted. Down to 3, down to 1. 1 immortal left. And MaxPax has done it. Does break, does overwhelm herO. GG gets called, and MaxPax will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, there was a power spike early on for herO when it comes to going mass Phoenixes. Unfortunately, we saw a very fast switch into Blink Stalkers from MaxPax. He was able to successfully get out of Phoenix Wars into more of a Blink Stalker heavy composition, and of course gain map control, contain herO on 2 bases, take a 3rd base, build up into charge, refine his army. herO, he was stuck in the back foot here, stuck trying to defend, didn't really do enough economic damage across the map. Didn't achieve enough with his early Phoenix lead. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax pulling a bit of a classic or a bit of a Korean Protoss. It's very, very common whenever MaxPax would open up and go into Phoenix Wars to see players like Classic, players like herO, players like Zaun as well, hard switch out of Phoenix Wars or out of Phoenixes into Blink Stalkers to try to catch his opponent off guard and go for a Stalker all in. Here we can see MaxPax turning the tables on herO. GG. GG, well played. With that, does advance on to the grand finals, and we'll see who he plays against as we are getting ready for our next series. Meanwhile, big shout out to Poultry in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thanks so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you, puppy. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate the support. Catching up. The one with like 5, was it 5? Like, in my brain, it was like 3 or 4 Nexuses wide, but 5. Jesus, that's crazy. Can't believe MaxPax that so aggressively. Feels like a mistake. Is this correct? I mean, again, the purpose of going into Blink like that is to try to catch the opposing Protoss player before they're able to switch out of Mass Phoenix, because they invested into a 2nd Stargate, right? So there we saw that herO, he was struggling to switch into Immortal production, and we saw that I believe MaxPax did hit just before the first Immortal arrived as well. So it was trading quite well for himself, trading well, killing Phoenixes, and also containing herO on 2 bases while he expanded behind it. So when you go for that kind of Blink Stalker switch out of Phoenixes, like, it is imperative that you're in the face of your opponents as much as possible. Be in the face. And with that, we have MaxPax in the finals, and now we're jumping into the upper semis to confirm who will play against him. Up next, we have Clem versus Creator. Clem versus Creator in a TVP.